Yo, 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 this your boy Larry, and I'm chilling and vibing with Jacory, CEO of Wanda Hope Studios. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, how you been?
I've been good. First week in our second week in rehearsal, so going really good. Going really good. But overall, can't complain.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, man. So, how long have you been in, theater?
I've been in theater for about 10 years, about 10 years or so. I got my start, just doing high school theater. I had a great teacher, Latifah Mosley, who really introduced me into acting. And then, at church, I did church plays, and I was able to write one. And after that, I got into college and, started to learn about getting into characters' heads. So I was more interested in creating the worlds instead of just creating the people. And so I kept going with that, and I wrote my first script and I produced it at Clayton State, my alma mater. And ever since then, I've been writing, just writing, and it's really worked out for me now.
So, how did the name Wanda Hope Studios? How you came up with that?
Trial and error, trial and error. Um, my great grandmother Irma, uh, rest her soul. Her middle name was Wanda Hope, and I thought it was just an interesting name. And also it's something I knew no one would have. And it was because of that, but also just to pay homage to my great grandmother. She was a big supporter of mine. Just early on, she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And so it was just to pay homage to her and my family.
So, like, who would you like to work with, in theater? Like somebody that you looked up to growing up.
That's a really good question. I would say that I know they don't do a lot of theater now. But I would love to work with Kerry Washington on stage. I know that she doesn't do a lot of theater now. She did do a play not too long ago, but she is a powerhouse to me. And seeing her work on stage, she's amazing.
Being an actor and the producer, man, I know that could be tough at times, trying to juggle both roles. So how you manage to do it?
Honestly, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of time to really get into that mode. Acting and producing, they're both really big roles, and so sometimes I have to think with one head, maybe sometimes two. Um, but usually, I'm not necessarily acting or doing both at the same time. But it is a challenge, so I've learned to kind of level my head and find uh you know what's important to our story. So if I'm acting, making sure that that is being done, but also making sure that we staying on time, keeping budget, making sure people are paid, making sure we have this, that, and the third, making sure all the paperwork is in order. So it's also just a lot of time management as well. Just really making sure that I have scheduled time for this thing or that thing. So that's how I've come to work it out in my head and really find some peace and common and ground.
So how was it, doing theater during the pandemic?
Honestly, I was actually doing a show, and I was in Little Shop of Horrors. I was playing Seymour, and that show was shut down because of COVID. So there was a lot of virtual productions. I will say that it opened the door, it unlocked a new door to a different kind of theater that everyone wasn't really used to. But I think it kind of blended the film world with the theater world, which I thought was beautiful. And in COVID, I actually did a show with my school. I wrote a couple of scripts and they produced those, and we were able to create like a beautiful piece, a bunch of 10 short one act plays. So yeah, during COVID, it was a scary time, but it was also a great time because we, like I said earlier, we opened up this new door, and this new avenue that theaters today are still kind of using.
Yeah, and I know probably like going through COVID, like a lot of people weren't going out, we couldn't go out. So,
Right.
like you had to transition to do something and
Yeah.
stay, stay active.
Stay relevant and make it more accessible. And I think that's where, because we were forced to do it, now it's such a great tool to have because now you have theater accessible to people that maybe can't come out to the theaters, or maybe just want to have a chill at home kind of night, but still want to have a piece of theater there. So I think it's worked out for the better of the industry.
Yeah, because a lot of people are using Zoom now.
Right.
Zoom shares took off because
Yeah.
what been going on, and
Yep.
like you had no choice but to use it. If you want to go to work, so now a lot of people actually work from home after the pandemic.
Yep. Yep, that's true.
Speaking of supporting theater, man, I saw your Instagram post, and you said if they can go out to them brunches, turn up, they can come and support theater. Hey, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree, man.
And you got to really think about, I was going through something, having, mentors in this industry and people that I've grown up with. I invite people to shows and invite people to things, and just sometimes ask for advice, and sometimes that door isn't always open. And so I thought making this video just support the arts. We spend money to do all these other different things. We go to brunch. We got money for mimosas, and we got money for smoking and drinking and clubbing. So, but that same $20 or that same 35 for that 3 5 is going right to can be a right go right to a show, or go to a donation. We ask for small donations, or and donating doesn't always have to be monetary. It could be donating your time, or referring us to people, or if you know someone that knows someone, that's always great. But I think we get so caught up in doing other things that we forget that the arts is the thing that kept us through time, through COVID, especially. Like when COVID happened, people didn't have anything. They sat at their homes and they turned on the television. But what is that? Entertainment, the arts. They turned on their favorite movies and their favorite shows. So that kept us through. And I think it's very important to support the arts, especially if there's someone for, just coming up independent. It's very hard for independent artists to get seen and heard. And so I think as a community, especially as the Black community, we need to support the arts because what I've realized is that, the arts, I've realized that a lot of Black people, a lot of us, we feel like we're not seen. We feel like no one is telling our stories. But there is someone telling your story, but they need the support to get there. They need the support to get to that bigger platform. And we support a lot of different artists that we don't know, but someone in your backyard or someone at your church or someone at your school is doing something great, and they need that, they need that help.
Yeah, it's all about support, man. You gotta
Yeah.
support, and it's crazy because it's crazy how like they'll support a major artist,
Yep.
but won't support an independent artist. Like
Yep.
I don't understand it. But that's him. Okay, well this me.
Right.
He already
Right.
up there. I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
And
Uh, mhm.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of, we live in a following society now. So if it's popular, if someone says, hey, I got this amount of followers on TikTok and Instagram, I'm doing this thing. The same person is doing that thing, even better. They just don't have the followers. They just don't have
Mhm.
the people, you know? Um, So, or the access, you know what I mean? So why not support that person that's really putting out some good content, but maybe not have all the resources that they need, you know? So, yeah, you're right. It's a lot of people support artists just because it's popular.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I done seen it, man. And
Hmm.
speaking of, you said people going to brunches. Hey, you ever thought about, y'all doing theater and offering food also?
Yeah, there's a thing called dinner theater. People do it. I've done it. I've participated in it. It's a great thing to have. I think you can get kill two birds one stone, especially if you're doing a lot of dates. A lot of people do it near February, in the summertime. So yeah, I've definitely thought about it. I just need the right show to do that intimate because it's very intimate. So yeah, yeah, it's a great tool.
Out of all the shows you did, which one was your favorite
In what capacity, like acting or overall?
overall?
Hmm. Uh, I would have to say The Wiz in high school. I know that it was a while ago. Almost 10 years ago. Ooh. But The Wiz in high school, it was my starting ground, but it was such a special production. What made it special was the people that were there. You know, and The Wiz is such an iconic show. Um, I played the Tin Man, and I I love that role. And it really took me into this different world that I had not known about. Um, and it started me to be who I am today. So I will always be grateful for the Wiz and the people that helped me get to that point because I was kind of scared to even be on stage. So I'm glad that those people helped me, and even those people today are still my greatest friends.
That's good to hear, man, because you don't got a lot of friends these days.
Talk
That's
about
hard to
it.
come by. That's hard to
Talk
come
about
by,
it.
man.
It's hard to find those roots.
Yeah, yeah. So if you got some good ones, keep them around.
Stick to them. Mm-hmm.
So if you had any encouraging words to give somebody that was looking to get in the theater, become an actor or a movie producer or theater producer, what would you tell them?
Honestly, I would tell them don't wait for an opportunity. If I see a lot of playwrights that want their plays produced, and they look to these other theaters and they get denied, denied, denied. They keep hearing the no, and it's not that they're not good. They have really good work, but I feel like a lot of people allow other people's doubt to come in, and we allow everybody else's fears and insecurities come onto us because we're an art, and so if you're not on television, people think you haven't made it. But put your own work out there, produce your own show, get the money, save up the money. Most people have actor friends. There's a lot of Facebook groups out here to get connected with a lot of independent artists. you know really get connected in the community, and don't wait for someone to give you that yes. Make your own yes, make your own door. you know that will be my advice to anyone up and coming wanting to do anything.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that, man. If somebody would want to follow you, how could they follow you?
They can definitely follow me on Wanda Hope Studios on Instagram and Facebook, also our YouTube page. And definitely, definitely, definitely come out to see Standing in the Sun. It's a one act play that premieres August 30th through September the 8th at Flint River Community Center. It's a great show, so please, please, please come out and see it. Tell your friends and bring somebody with you.
Hey, Ja'Cory, I appreciate you for coming through, man. Chilling and vibing, dropping that knowledge. But before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
We just chilling and vibing, man.
Oh yeah.